Hey, it's me, Cakes, and today I think I'm starting a brand new segment because I have enough material, and I assume that I will continue to get material in this topic. So today I'm starting a brand new segment. I'm not quite sure how to name it, maybe something along the lines of I attract crazy people. Today is Neighbor Edition. Basically, if there's a fucking lunatic around, they will find me. And they will harass me. You can check out my my video about Dunkin' Donuts, crackheads, and hitchhikers, and hear a few more stories. Today I want to tell you about one of my neighbors. Now, previously, I lived in the middle of the woods, where we really didn't have neighbors. There was one house sort of close to us, but other than that, we didn't have neighbors. We didn't deal with people a lot. I lived out in the woods, and I sort of miss those woods. But anyways, so now I live in apartments. And by apartments, I mean it's a series of duplexes on a street, and those are the apartment buildings. A newer neighbor, newer than me even, moved in, and she wanted to meet me. So, I went outside, I met her, I was cordial. We talked for probably an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and she wanted to exchange phone numbers. I gave her my cell phone number, and after about an hour and a half of talking, we eventually parted ways. I immediately got a text message from her. And the thing is like when I met her and we spoke for an hour and a half, I even kind of made it clear that I don't have friends. I wasn't saying like I don't have friends, feel bad for me. I'm just saying like I don't have friends. I'm not looking for friends. I don't have friends, I actually prefer to keep most of my friendly relationships online because, I like the barrier that we keep between us. I just like to be alone most of the time. I like a life of solitude. That's just me, man. That's just what I think it's probably because I've been hurt by people in the past. I've been betrayed by people in the past. And people always seem to expect things of me, like if they need a favor, they're going to ask me to do it, which is fine. I genuinely like helping people out, but you can get burnt out fairly quickly spending 90% of your time doing shit for other people. So, because of those reasons, I like to be alone most of the time. I tell the neighbor, I don't have friends, whatever. So she sends me a text message as soon as I come inside, as soon as we part ways after we've been speaking for like an hour and a half. And as she's addressing me as her best friend and stuff like that. So, it's fine. It's whatever. I'm just like, So, maybe like a few weeks later, she came, I came outside and she was already standing like at the end of my driveway. There's a walkway that leads down to the sidewalk that connects all the duplexes on one side. And she's standing like right next to my car at the end of my walkway. And so I'm like, oh, hey. And then, she walks up on my doorstep and we speak for probably about 30 or 45 minutes. And then, it's probably obvious that I want to come back inside as I have one hand on the doorknob, as we're speaking the whole time. So she eventually says something along the lines of, I'll let you go inside now, or something. So I'm like, okay, good to see you later, pretty much. So I'm back inside, and then I end up going right back outside because I was headed outside for a reason to begin with, and I got distracted by the neighbor and whatever. So I go right back outside, and there's somebody throwing eggs at my apartment. So instead of going around the apartment building, I just walk straight through my apartment building to the back door and open the back door and look over to where the eggs are coming from. And this bitch is standing out there around, like, we have sheds back, like, we have, you know, little storage buildings. So she's standing out behind her storage building just, like, staring towards, like, where the eggs are being thrown. Like, hey! She jumps. I'm like, is somebody throwing eggs at your apartment too? And she goes, I don't see nobody. And I'm like, okay. And then I come back inside. I send one of my little minions over there to go check. And they're like, they bring back a cold egg that was right where she was standing. A cold egg right where she was standing. I already knew she was the one throwing the eggs at my house because there was nobody else out there. And right where she was standing, there's a cold egg, you know? I think I scared her and maybe she dropped it whenever I'm like, hey! So I'm just like, whatever. I just let it go. I'm not going to go say anything to her about it. She knows I caught her throwing eggs at my place. So fast forward a little while later, she catches me outside again, and I mention getting home late one night. I'm like, yeah, I got home late last night. And she's like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, thinking to myself, why do you know? So anyways, we met at the mailbox that day, so, you know, we just go our separate ways. Maybe a week or 2 weeks after that, I get a text message while I'm at work, and it's from her. And it's like, you know, hey, follow me on Snapchat. And I don't have a Snapchat. I mean, I used to have one a long time ago, but I don't remember the username. I don't remember the password. I don't use Snapchat. I mean, I just don't. There's no reason why I need to share pictures of what I'm doing with people at random points in the day. I just, you know what I mean? Like, if I want to share a picture, I'm probably going to do it on Instagram or maybe Twitter. You know, I don't Snapchat. So I didn't reply right away because I'm at work. And then when I came home, I didn't reply right away either because honestly, it just wasn't really high on my priority list to reply about the Snapchat. So somebody comes and tells me, like, hey, somebody threw eggs at your apartment. So I go outside and look, and sure enough, there's eggs, like, all down the side of my duplex, right? So I say out loud, I don't really care. I mean, it doesn't really affect me. I'm not going to be the one scrubbing the wall because we have maintenance that comes, you know, at least once a week. So I'm not going to be the one out there cleaning that up. So it doesn't really affect me very much. But I say out loud in hopes that whomever threw the eggs, I'm going to have a suspect, obviously, that they will hear me, right? So I hope they'll hear me. So I say out loud, I'm like, what a loser. Like, who does that? This lady is 35 years old. I would like you to know. What 35-year-old throws eggs at somebody's apartment? Not once, but twice. I guess because she felt rejected. I don't really know. I mean, I talked to you when you wanted to talk to me. I just didn't want to stand out there for fucking hours and speak to you. I don't have Snapchat, nor is it high on my priority list to respond to your Snapchat message. So I say out loud, like, what a loser. Who does that? And then I come inside and then smack. You hear an egg break on the side of my house again. So I go back outside and yeah, there's a fresh egg out there and I'm just like, okay. And then I just come inside, you know, go back to my normal routine. Not a single fuck was really given about the eggs on the side of my house. Fast forward, I go outside and my front passenger tire is flat. Like, fucking flat, right? Nobody slit my tires or anything. It's just flat. So I go and I fill up the tire and, you know, go about the rest of my day. And then 2 weeks from that occurrence, I go outside and my tire is flat again. Like, It's not like there's a slow leak and it's steadily getting flat over time. Like, no, it's fine one day, it's flat the next fucking day. Like, somebody is literally letting the air out of my tires. So I go and fill up the tire again, and then this week, it had to have happened on Monday. I had jury duty on Monday, right? Big fun. But anyway, so I come home, and as I'm passing near my trash can, I have these big bushes outside of my apartment building. They're like really big. They're like probably 6 feet tall. So I put my trash can in between the bush and my porch, right? So it's hidden from the road, but it's convenient for me to take my trash out, whatever. So as I'm walking past the trash can to my front door, I smell the smell of death. Like rotting flesh, death, I smell. So I open the trash can, and it's full of like black death flies, and there is clearly something dead in my trash can. Like, it wasn't there Sunday. I, go to jury duty. I come home, and the smell of death is coming from my trash can. Now, I did not investigate inside my trash can to, in fact, see what was dead in my trash can. I'm not going to dig through trash to find a carcass. But honestly, who in the fuck does that? Who does that shit? Who puts a dead carcass in somebody else's trash can? That's just fucking crazy, right? Like, I would understand maybe if my trash can were down near the, road, on the curb. Maybe if you found something dead, putting it in a trash can nearby. But no, you had to walk up to my apartment with set dead carcass to put that shit in my trash can. Who fucking does that? That is some real psychotic shit. And I don't know who did it for sure, but my number one suspect is obviously fucking crazy egg thrower. You know what I mean? I don't really know what to do about it. I'm not gonna start hanging out with somebody because they're fucking harassing me. That's just fucking crazy. I ain't got time for that. I don't see how they got time for that. And, I just wanted to share with you guys about the crazy people I seem to attract into my life. And this is just Neighbor Edition. She's not the only one. I mean, most of the people that I seem to attract into my life are fucking lunatics. But, I'll save other stories for different days. If you want to check out past lunatics that I've attracted just in public, just fucking out of nowhere, check out my crackheads, hitchhikers, and Dunkin' Donuts story. And I'll tell you more stories later, but there's more than I'm proud of. And the thing is I try my hardest to avoid human contact. Like, you have no idea. It's just like a moth to a flame, man. It's like a moth to a flame. Like, fucking psychotic person, they will find me. And they will do some crazy shit to me. That's just how it goes. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Later.